All right, all right, all right. In order to make sure I started live today, which is something I'm trying to do, hit the button and go live, and then I'm going to send the invite to Avery. I'm not sure if he'll be able to make it. He has been under the weather recently, but we'll send him out an invite and see what can happen. And if anybody's out there, I say hello, hello, and happy Saturday. Let me switch over, make sure I'm coming through on the YouTubes. Yep, I am. Excellent, excellent. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Saturday night and we are live streaming. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I'm having a pretty fantastic one so far. Sarah's in the house. Hey, Sarah. She says hello, all. Welcome, welcome. Smidgen's in the house. Says hello. Sarah says, my anniversary is this Wednesday, September 11th. Fantastic. We actually have an anniversary coming up. September 13th is we call it our dating anniversary because that's the day I asked my wife out for the first time. But technically, we didn't go out to the next day, till the 14th. But we consider Friday the 13th our dating anniversary, simply because it was a Friday, the 13th. so yeah, so that's kind of cool. Actually, that would be this Thursday is this next coming Friday is the 13th. That would be 33 years ago I asked her out for the first time. Victory! All right. B Bernie B's here, says hi, Drew in chat. Welcome to the show. Manuel's in the house, says good evening, my friend. Good to see you, sir. Clifford's in the house, says hey, Drew and everyone. Nicey O'Quinn says holla, or hello, welcome. Sarah's here, says hello, I really enjoy your videos. Well, thank you very much. Tattle's in the house, says like and subscribe. Oh yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Like if you can, subscribe if you want. My goal is to do daily videos and daily shorts. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I forgot to put a short up recently. Matter of fact, I think it was yesterday, Friday. I did not put up a short. I worked on the video for the day, and by the time I was done with it, I was going to clip a small piece of it to make that the short for that day, because shorts are just something that go out there that get people viewing. The video is the big important thing. And by the time I was done editing it and putting it out, my eyes were so tired. I said, screw it. I'll do the short in the morning. Completely forgot about it. So there was no short for, I think, might have been Thursday. I'm pretty sure it was Thursday. Or no, it could have been Friday. I missed a short recently. So, but subscribe. Yeah, do what Tattle says. Aaron's here, says hello, everyone. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Jim's in the house, says hey, and happy rainy, cool Saturday. That's funny. We had a lot of rain this week, and my store has an issue right smack dab in the middle of the store. There was a leak, and we had put some cardboard and all just to kind of block it. And but before I left on Sunday, I always put this plastic bin under it so that if any rain does come through, it's captured by the bin. I came in this morning to the store, freaking like 3 inches of water in that bin. I was like, holy crap. We must have got some rain this week, and we got a lot of it. So trust me, Jim, I'm there with you. BB says, hey, everyone. Welcome to the show. Smidgen says to Sarah, ours is the 21st. Happy anniversary. And to Drew on the 13th. Well, thank you very much. Manuel says, my nephew is having his birthday the same day like yours, Sarah, September 11th. Very good, very good. Smidgen says, look at everybody rolling in. Oh, yeah. Sarah says, our wedding happened prior to September 11th. Well, yes. It's sad that you have to remember that day for so many reasons, you know. Jim says, hey to Sarah, BB, Tattle, and Smidgen. Darlene's here. Oh, hey, Darlene. Welcome to the show. Says, good evening. My sister's birthday is today. We'll tell her happy birthday from us. Absolutely. Manuel says, hey to Jim. Sarah says, thanks to Smidgen. Jim says, hey to Manuel, my friend. Happy Saturday. Manuel says, hello to Tattle. Smidgen says, hey to Jim. Jim says, hey to Darlene. BB says, hey, Sarah, my wedding anniversary is September the 18th, but sadly, my husband passed away back in 1999. I'm sure you still remember it fondly to the point where, I don't know, do you celebrate? Do you go out and do something? My mother-in-law, her anniversary is, I believe, November 21st. And my father-in-law passed several years ago, and she was telling me, she's like, I really want to do something. So she booked a cruise. She's going on a cruise by herself. She's going on like a 4 or 5 day cruise, and she's gonna be extremely happy. But she wanted to do something, and then she wanted it to just be her. She didn't want to celebrate with anybody, and I said, go for it. So have fun. Manuel says tomorrow is NLF season open. Well, actually, the season opened Thursday night. But yes, you're right. The Jags play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Dave's here, and he says, hello, Drew. Welcome to the show. BB says, hey to Jim. Glenn's in the house. Glenn's been screwing and sharing all week long. He sent me a couple more videos. I have not had a chance to listen to them yet, Glenn, but I will. And I'm hoping to make a video out of them really soon. Actually, I don't have a video set up for tomorrow, so maybe I'll see about maybe working one of those in for tomorrow, but we'll see. But Glenn, thanks again. Once again, he says, hit the like button. I wonder if Jeff Bezos gets scam calls from Amazon. Possibility. The next time Amazon calls, tell them you are Jeff Bezos. Now, that would be funny. Manuel says, hello to BB. Happy Saturday. Burst is in the house. Says, good evening, everyone. Everyone in the chat. Dave says hello to Manuel. Manuel says hey to Glenn. Brenda's here. Brenda says hello again from Puerto Rico. Welcome. Love your videos and shorts. Many blessings and keep up the good work. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Jim says hey to Glenn. Sarah says everybody have a good holiday weekend. I tell you what, Monday, which was Labor Day, we went to my sister's house for a barbecue to celebrate my nephew's birthday. And my sister and my brother-in-law set up cornhole boards. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with this game, it's a flat board with a hole in it, and you stand on the other side of it, and you have these big bean bags that you try to throw into the hole. And we had a fantastic time playing. But ever since Monday, my shoulder and my arm has been radiating pain because I pinched or pulled something in my neck, and it's going right down my arm. And they were talking about wanting to do it again, doing another challenge for Thanksgiving. So I've got a couple of months to, get my arm into shape and learn how to throw the damn beanbag. I kept hurling it, and my brother-in-law had watched some real cornholers play the game, and he was doing this sliding, spinning, and if he hit the board, he did well. But me, I'm the one that got the most holes in one. In one game, I got 5, which is pretty good. I mean, I've watched some videos of professionals. They just one right after another. They sink it in one right after after the other. But 5 was pretty damn good for me. So. But just so you know, it was me and my sister versus my brother-in-law and his sister. And my sister and I won the first round. Thank you. And then it was my brother-in-law and my daughter against his son and his friend. And my brother-in-law and my daughter won the second round. So me and his sister played my brother-in-law and my daughter for the third round, and they beat us. So they went off as we're the champions. Well, whatever, champions, please. You switch team members in the middle of the game. How you get? Yeah, whatever. Well, now there's bragging rights involved, and there's very specific teams being put together. So it could get interesting. We're looking forward to how it goes next time. Manuel says, hey to Dave. Jim says, where's Avery? He wasn't feeling well. He didn't join our live stream over on my friend Todd's channel last night because he wasn't feeling well. So I wasn't sure if he'd be able to make it or not. But if he shows up, I'll bring him in. But I'm not holding him back from you all. I am not. I invited him. BB says hello to Manuel. Clifford says, good for you being rainy and all. It was 90 degrees and sunny here today. Too hot for Canadian September. I know what you're talking about. I hate it when it gets really hot here, and then when it rains and then it stops raining, the humidity like punches you in the face. We get that all the time. Manuel says, where's Avery tonight, my friend Drew? Yep, I think he might be under the weather. BB says, I'm worn out from the Ohio Renaissance Festival. It was fun, but tiring. Very cool. I'm glad you had a good time. Excellent. Hey, Pez is here. Good day, Drew. Welcome, man. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Darlene says, hey to Jim. Sarah says, I fell this week and got hurt. Oh, goodness. Sarah, I hope you're okay. You didn't break anything, did you? Manuel says, we get lots of rain this week. Now's the rainy season. Aaron says, doing well, Drew. Thank you. Both my boys are done with the reserve duty for now. Well, that's good. That's excellent, Aaron. Very good. I know where you're living that it's very, very intense over there. So please be safe, and we keep your boys in our minds and prayers. Okay. Pez says, good day, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Absolutely. BB says, my aunt and uncle, who are no longer with us, their wedding anniversary was September 11th. Yeah. That's a crazy day to have an anniversary or a birthday, but you know what? That's just the way it goes, you know? Crazy. Manuel says hello to Aaron. Pez says good day to Manuel. Manuel says hey to my friend Pez. A happy Sunday. Sarah says sorry to hear, BB. Pez says good day to Sarah. Aaron says sorry to hear about that, Sarah. Ahmed is here. He says, hey, well, love you. Well, you love scammers. Well, you love scammers. Well, sure, absolutely. And thanks for joining. Tattle says, I got a scam call in which I asked, and he immediately denied being one. I told him if he was not a scammer, then to tell me his callback number. He disconnected immediately. They don't like giving callback numbers, honestly, but there are a couple of very typical questions that you can ask a scammer, which they panic and they hang up. Asking them for a callback number is usually another one, but there's many questions you can ask. And they, like my favorite, when they claim to be calling from Medicare, is who are you calling for? Simple, real simple. And you'd be amazed at how many times I have shorts of dozens and dozens of times where they're like, oh, I don't know the answer to that question, and hang up. Sad, but yeah, that's a good one. BB says, I used to do something special, but I haven't really done anything recently. Maybe have a nice dinner or something. Yeah, do something, you know? I mean, even if you're just spending time with yourself and reminiscing and, you know, go treat yourself to lunch or something like that. Just, it doesn't have to be anything huge and spectacular. Just it's a day to remember and, you know, do something nice, you know? Manuel says hello to Ahmed. Pez says good day to Aaron. Hitomi's here. Hey, Hitomi, how's it going? Says hello, Drew and everyone. Good morning from Japan. Well, welcome, my friend. Welcome. Ahmed says, hey, how's it going? It's going great. Hey, Boomer's in the house. Boomer in the house. Hi to Manuel, Pez, BB, Glenn, and Drew, of course. Thank you so much. Manuel says hello to Hitomi. Pez says hey to BB. Nisi, I'm not saying that right. I see nice, but I'm guessing it might be Nisi. I'm in Florida, and we've had lots of rain as well. Rain now, but it's 78 and muggy. Yep. Welcome to Florida. Actually, I got in the car leaving the flea market, and I looked and it was 79 degrees. I'm looking at the sky with all the clouds, and I'm like, oh, God, this is going to be so uncomfortable. But luckily, I'm home in the AC and loving it. Manuel says, hey to Boomer. Aaron says, likewise to Pez. Burr says, one of my daughter's birthday is today. Very good. She told me she is old. She turned the big 29, and I remember the day she was born because it was a payday. Hey, that's one reason to enjoy the day. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sure I told you guys the story about how my wife, this is before we were married, she was pregnant with our son, and the day that she gave birth, we had gone to like a mommy and me class on the naval base where her mother worked. And I got there with her, and there was just ladies. There was no guys. So she turns to me and says, you can leave, but just make sure you come back and get me. I said, no problem. Well, that was also payday for me. So I drove all the way out to Bay Meadows, which is literally like the other side of town, in order to pick up my paycheck. And when I got back to the base, they told me, hey, her water broke and her mother took her to the hospital. I was like, oh, crap, yeah. So yeah. But here's the funny part. The thing that I did not tell her, and this was back before cell phones. Nobody had cell phones, so there's no way for me to call her. There's no way for her to call me. On the way back from picking up my paycheck, I stopped at the comic book store and chit-chatted with the guys and checked while my wife's being driven to the hospital pregnant. My girlfriend at the time, now wife, 30 years. But yeah, it was a payday that day too. Hey, Burst, that's great, you know. People being people being born on a payday is good luck. Glenn says, Bratty Betty received several calls this week. I'll send you a few of them, 1 long and 3 short. Feel free to share them. Absolutely. That's so awesome. Glenn is following our golden rule here on the show. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, what I've always said is, well, the first part I always say, the second part is just for the live stream. But if you get calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do, because it's always fun. And then for the live stream, I say, and if you do screw with them, try to record it. That way you can share it with people. Remember the golden rule. Screw and share. And Glenn has done it multiple times. I cannot wait to let you guys hear some of his recordings. He's very, very good at this, and I truly appreciate it. He's doing a great job, and my hat's off to you, my friend. Very cool. Hitomi says, Manuel, good day. Manuel says, hello to Births. Hitomi says, hey to Pez. BB says, I've been watching a new Scambaiter. The channel is called Screwing with the Scammers. He does a really funny character called Mario, Italian character. So funny. I wonder if he based that on the video game Mario Brothers. Maybe. I haven't heard of him, but I can definitely check it out. Screwing with Scammers. Excellent. Love it. Burr says, hey to Manuel. Jim says, that Windows scam video was good. I'd gotten a Windows scammer saying my computer is sending errors to their server. I told him, what's my IP address and your name? He said he got mad and cursed at me and click. Honestly, when I get calls like that, I'm just trying to waste as much of their time as possible and drag it out. Playing dumb and not understanding what he's talking about is one of the easiest ways to do that. If you ask too many questions, they give up on you and hang up. But if you play dumb and go with it, you can waste their time. So that's what we do. That's what we do. But you guys know I don't have a Windows or a Microsoft computer. I'm using a Mac right now, which, you know, next time they call me, they'll say I'm calling about your Mac, which Apple doesn't have time to do that crap. They don't. So it's great. Manuel says hello to Nisi. Hitomi says hey to BB. Pez says good day to Nisi. Burr says BB, that was funny. Pez says hello to Hitomi. I think I went backwards on that one. Glenn says you need to stop bowling overhead. Bowling overhead? What do you mean bowling overhead? Is there a noise that you guys are hearing? I'm not sure what it was. There might be some lightning going on out there, but I don't know. Nisi says, hey there, Manuel. Jim says, rub some... Oh, he's talking about... Oh. Okay, let me jump back. Glenn, you might find this funny, okay? So we're out there, and I'm watching the second round, which is, of course, is my brother-in-law and my daughter, and my nephew and his friend, and they're going back and forth. And my daughter is she's throwing it all over the place. And I'm looking right at her, and I know exactly what's going on in her head, why she's doing what she's doing, because most of the time it hits the ground and rolls up. I said, dear, stop throwing it like you're playing skee ball, because that's what it looks like she's doing, is she's throwing like a skee ball. Now, I taught her how to throw and catch a fastball, and I taught her how to throw and catch a football. And I said to her, honey, try throwing overhand. Just once, try throwing it overhand. She sunk it in the hole on the first try, and I was like, super dad, yeah. She didn't do it again ever. But that first time, she right in the hole. Did fantastic. I tried throwing it overhand one time. I gave up on that really quick. But I could tell what she was thinking as she was playing. And that little bit of fatherly advice sunk one for her. I'm proud of that fact. She's a good kid. Jim says, rub some lidocaine ointment on your shoulders, Drew. Actually, I have. This is pain relieving cream, deep penetrating pain relief. My wife has offered to put this on me because I can't reach the back of my shoulder or my back. But you better believe it's going on. Actually, she gave me a muscle relaxer earlier. So if I start going blah, 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 and fall off the chair, then you guys know why. It's not a strong muscle relaxer, but hopefully it will help me sleep. Pez says, g'day to births. Smidgen says to BB, I've been watching that Bader too. He's good with names and accents. Very cool. Burr says, hey to Pez. BB says, oh no, Sarah, I'm sorry to see that. Manuel says, I watched the NFL games yesterday from Brazil. Yep, it was played in Brazil. Pez says, g'day to Jim. Manuel says, hey to Smidgen. Boomer says, had a weird scam call this past week. It was almost frightening. Okay. The information he had about me, where I'm guessing that's where I grouted him into telling me what he had. He goaded him. Most likely that's what he's trying to write there. I'm just dumb with English. The information that he had about me. Well, you'd be surprised, Boomer. You'd be very surprised. I forget the name of the site, but one of the people that was in the chat one time gave me a site to check out, and I went to it, and you can put in a telephone number, any telephone number you want, and it will give you a list of any name or address that may be associated with that telephone number. Now, of course, you can only get like 5 searches, and then you have to pay for the service. I went in, I put in my phone number, and it brought up Herschel Jones, Timothy Williams, Eugene Williams. It brought up me. It brought up my wife. It brought up my son, who's never been associated with my number at all. His name is Michael. So when I get calls from Michael, and it had dozens of different addresses. Some of them were old addresses. Some of them were current addresses. Some of them were completely fake that I'd never even heard of. But I had a whole crap load of names and addresses connected to my number. So it doesn't surprise me when they're looking for people that they might be using a site like this that identifies it. So you'd be surprised at how much of your information is out there. But you could try just Googling your name and number, or maybe just your number, and see what pops up. You'd be surprised at what people can find rather easily lately on the internet. It's crazy, but it's out there, But be careful. Don't go over to the dark web. Don't go over there and start looking. You might find stuff you don't want to know about. Jim says, hey to Pez. BB says, I hope you heal soon, to Sarah. Pez says, good day to Glenn. Hitomi says, hopefully Avery is okay. Oh, I'm sure he's fine. He's a big guy. He can take it. But when he gets when he gets off kilter, under the weather, it's just not comfortable. And one of the things with him, he's when it comes to artists like him, their sleep schedule is completely different from what you would normally think. So he may be up all night long and sleep all day. So when he's not feeling well, this is the time he's going to be dead asleep and tired and out of it. So it does not surprise me if he's not able to make the show. And he does when he can, and I truly appreciate it. He's a good buddy. And, yeah, I'm sure he's going to be okay. I'm sure of it. Smidgen says to Manuel, hi, hope you're doing well. Glenn says, Nini, he also uses the name Mort Adela. Okay. Manuel says, I get calls. I get a loaded phone in New Jersey. Okay. Pez says, good day to Boomer. BB says, we had really nice weather today for the Ohio Renaissance Fair. Not too hot, but okay. Not too hot is good. Especially, did you wear a costume to the Renaissance Fair, BB? Or did you just dress up normally and walk around the people in costume? That might be cool. Cool if you were in costume. Pez says, "G'day to Smidgen." Smidgen says, "We had 110 temperatures yesterday. The day started at 81 at 4:45 a.m. Today's cooler, only 100." Smidgen, you can keep it. I don't want that. I am so looking forward to the cold weather. It's going to come soon, probably in middle October. It'll drop down to the 70, 72, 65. We don't get the low 40s very, very much. And usually, if it does get into the 40s, 50s, it's for about a week or so between December and January. Oh my God, that's so wonderful. I love that week. That's what we call our winter here in Florida. That 1 week where it drops really low and it doesn't stick around for very long. Now, this is usually where Avery will comment, and I'll take a minute to drink some water. So if you guys will give me just one quick second, I'm going to mute myself and drink a little bit of water, please. All right. Thank you guys so much. Let's see what else BB has to say. BB says, but it's supposed to get hot again this coming week. Ugh. Yep, it happens. Aaron says, "Thank you, Drew. Appreciate your thoughts and prayers." Absolutely. I'm keeping everybody in my thoughts. And I tell you what, where you are and where they're at, and tough situation, but you guys are good people, and I hope everything comes out well. Smidgen says, "Hi, to Pez. How's it going?" Tattle says, "I asked a home improvement scammer if handles tribble infestations. He said he does. I asked him for a price quote and he hung up." I had one the other day. I tell you, it was funny. It was just a recording. I wasn't in front of the computer to record the video, but I was with my mother-in-law at the time, and I don't know if I even saved the recording, but it was a home improvement one, and he asked me, "Is there any home improvements that you want to?" I said, Have you not been watching the news? Do you see those tornadoes that ripped through this area? I don't have a roof no more. Do you fix roofs? I need a roof." My mother-in-law was just laughing her butt off, and needless to say, he hung up on me. That would make a great short, but I love asking him. Guys, if a scammer can guarantee me they can build me a basement so that I can have my own personal bat cave, done. Let's do it. But they never go for that. BB says, "Good evening to Pez." The Lady Peace here says, hey, everyone. Welcome to the show. Sarah says, "I hurt my shoulder, foot, leg, and elbow. Got x-rays, nothing broken." Well, that's good. But when you hurt yourself, the pain, it sticks around for a long time. Like I said, it literally just playing cornhole on Monday, and I'm still having radiating pain from my neck down to my arm. It gets all the way down to my elbow, and I keep wanting to smash my elbow on something, but I know that's not where the problem's at. It starts up here. Anyway, Pez says, "G'day to Tattle." Dill's here. Hey, Dill, how's it going? Says, "Ever talked to a Russian scammer?" To be honest with you, if I had, I probably wouldn't know it. I'm really horrible when it comes to the accents. I always assumed that the ones that had foreign accents, the obvious Indian-sounding accents, were Indian, and then somebody told me, "Oh, it could be Pakistan as well." So I had no idea. I know there are certain scams that come out of certain countries and regions. I get so many of them. I really don't know. I can't pay. The one that I know for sure that everybody tells me about is the publisher clearinghouse or the lottery scams. Those originate from Jamaica. So, but when it comes to everything else, it's all over the place. But if I've gotten somebody from Russia, I probably wouldn't have known it unless they had a very, whether it's what's it, not Rocky and Bullwinkle. What was the girl's name? Very Russian sounding voice. I forgot her name. But if the scammer had a voice like that, maybe I'd be able to identify it. But I don't know. Jim, by the way, Dill, have you gotten calls from Russian scammers? And if so, what kind of scam was it? Because I'm really curious on that one. Cool. Jim says, "Got a back shot yesterday. Took it easy all day. The nurse left those vital sensors on my back. Found 3 this morning. Going to tell them on Monday." They let you leave with the sensor still on? Geez, Jim. My wife's grandmother did that one time. She had gone to the hospital. I don't remember what it was for, but they gave her an IV. They put an IV in her, And at one point, somebody said, "Okay, we're going to work on your dismissal paper and get you out of here." And she said, "Okay." And when they were gone, she walked up and left. And literally, the emergency room called the house and said, "Is your grandmother there?" And we were like, "Yep, she's here." He says, "Does she still have the line in her arm?" And they were like, "Yeah, she does." She just left with it. Luckily, at the time, my sister-in-law was taking some nursing classes, so she took care of removing it and making sure everything was okay. But that old lady just literally walked out of the hospital, didn't get no papers, nothing. Just said, "Okay, I'm done," and left. Jim. I know you're not that bad, but yeah. Menu says, "Hey to my friend, the Lady P." Eric's in the house, says, "Drew, do you get a lot of spam emails? I get some Peacock and insurance. I cloud scam emails." Okay. I probably do. But my texts go to like a spam or scam folder, and I rarely ever look at them. I know I get them because I went in there recently and I had a whole bunch of them from like the postal service talking about packages that weren't going to be able to be delivered because the information was incorrect. I've never not gotten a package that I've ordered. So I know for 100% sure those are all scams. But I rarely look at them. So I know there's a lot of them that go out there. And like I said before, scammers know my phone number. There's a few out there, they know my home address. I mean, they found it. It's not like I can hide very well. I'm a public person, I'm out there. But mail, emails, text messages, all types of scams all the time. But I mainly focus on the calls because they call me so often. Oh, I was so upset. Guys, I was so busy in the store today that it was just rocking left and right, people left and right. And I got a call. I answered it. I'm helping a customer, and it was a Spectrum scammer. Oh, I wanted to take that call so bad, but I just couldn't do it. I was in the middle of dealing with a customer, and I had to tell him, call me back later. It was so sad because I really wanted to talk to him. But yeah, right now I just really deal with just the incoming call scams, but I'm fairly certain I get lots of email and text. So Lady P says, "Hey to Manuel." Smidgen says, "A DirecTV scammer called this week and I gave him the what for about the dropped channels because of the contract issues. He knew all about which channels are blocked out right now." Okay. They probably do a little bit of digging. They probably know a little bit, but I'll be honest with you, Smidgen, a lot of the scammers, and you guys know this from watching my videos, they're dumb as rocks. So having a scammer call you that actually is up to date on what's going on, hats off to him. At least he's trying. All right, I had to take another drink. Give me just a second. All right. See, this is when Avery's usually very helpful. He starts talking and gives me a chance to drink some water. Since he's not here, I got to pause. Pez says, "Good day to Dill." It's the Constanza says, "When I tell scammers I have a Mac computer, they get mad." Really? I don't. Have I ever told one I have a Mac? I think I have in the past, but I usually drag it out for as long as possible. Yeah, but they do hate that. The Lady P says, "Hey to Jim." BB says, "I gave my name as Unida Govakov to a scammer a few days ago. He said it didn't match the profile and then asked me to spell it again. I did, and he hung up. Very good. Unida Govakov. Beautiful." Jim says, "Hey to the Lady P." Ahmed says, "The way you talk, very good. I really love that. Do you love Pakistan? I am from Pakistan. Popcorn, yellow striped smile." Honestly, I don't know anybody from Pakistan. I know at my old job there was a young lady that I worked with that was from India, and we talked about scammers all the time. But I don't know if I know anybody specifically from Pakistan. So well, I don't have anything against them. But if they're calling me and they're trying to scam me, then I do. But either way, nothing specific. I don't have anything really against people from India or the Philippines or from Jamaica. Unless you're trying to scam me, then I think you're a piece of crap, and I'm going to do whatever I can to take advantage of you and waste your time and make money off of you. But it has nothing to do with where you live. It's your intentions. If you're trying to scam me, get ready to be made fun of, mocked, and help me make a little bit of change on the side. That's how it goes. Old Dirty Cosmos says, a fellow Florida man, this rain is nonsense. This whole week it rained like every single day. It was crazy. But the good thing is my mother-in-law panics about the yard not getting watered. And every day I look out there and it rains. I'm like, hey, look, don't have to worry about it. And she's like, oh, thank goodness. I don't worry. During the summer, we don't worry about it at all. Trust me. If it doesn't rain one day, it'll rain doubly hard the next. So we don't worry about it, really. The Lady P says, just got home from the bowling alley. Okay. Oh, a regular at the bowling alley, huh? Lady P, what do you do for, aches in your arm and your shoulders after you're done? Because I haven't played cornhole in a very, very long time. So it was a day of having fun doing it. But man, I'm paying for it now. I don't know if I could do bowling though. Oh, that requires much more twisting and hip movement and woo. You know what I mean? Tattle says, my future wife and I first spoke on the phone on September 11th, but it was a few years before the attack. Oh boy, oh boy. You know what's so funny is the way the story went. At the time, I asked her out. I asked my wife out. I'm going to take this off and just save it so I can come back to it. The story, it's actually really sad because I'm so pitiful. But prior to asking her out, which she eventually became my wife, I was infatuated with another girl. And this other girl was also she had a couple of suitors. And one of them was one of my best friends, not Todd or Avery, but somebody else. And we were both vying for her affection. And on September 11th, which was a Wednesday, she told me, I just want to be friends. And I was devastated. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the worst thing you could tell me. I'm just a teenage guy. I don't know any better, right? No big deal. Okay. So I go to class and I shared an art class with my future wife. And I was sitting with her and I was telling her, oh, my woes and I'm pining for this girl. And she just wants to be friends. And I spent 3 days woeing and woe is me to her, to my future wife. And on the way out Friday, on the way out to the car, because we both drove to school, which was right beyond the buses. So we're walking through the buses. And this is one of 2 times in my entire life that I was smooth. Okay. And I tell my kids this story all the time. They roll their eyes when they hear it, but it's true. So we're walking out to the buses and I'm complaining and pining and so forth. And Jennifer, my future wife, turns to me and says, you know what you need to do? You need to find somebody and just go out and have a good time this weekend. And the smooth me turns to her and says, okay, then what time should I pick you up? That's right. That's how it happened. And she stammered and thought about it for a second. And she said, well, I get off work at this time. And I said, okay, fine. I'll meet you and we'll go out and do something. And that was the beginning of our relationship. We were walking to the cars, walking through the buses. She said, you should find somebody, go have a good time. And I said, well, what time can I pick you up? Just like that. Now, here's the funny part. Years later, after we were married and had a couple of kids, we were relaying this story to my parents, and my wife revealed to everybody in the family that her first reaction to my question was, not me, you idiot, find somebody else. But I took her by surprise with my question, with how smooth it was. And she didn't know how to react and didn't know how to properly react to it. So she said, okay. Yes, that is how I got my woman. And from that day forward, there were no others. There were no others in my vision. There were no others in my heart. There were no others in my mind. And 33 years later, she's right there in the other room. I'm a very lucky guy. I always joke with people that if ladies did not lower their standards, guys like me would never be married. It's a true statement, and a lot of you know that. You know it's true. All right, well, here we go. Let me get back to this. Jim says they always leave those stickies on my husband when he goes under his back shots. I don't know why they leave them. I don't think they're really that important. I mean, they're going to throw them away anyway. So if you still have one on after you leave the hospital, they would probably tell you just rip it off and throw it in the trash. Pez says, good day to Lady P. Manuel says hello to the Costanza. Cathra 23 says, I used to get the Medicare calls like 6 or 7 a day. I mess with them so much I hardly ever get them now. Only a couple a week. Well, that's good. I get good gravy. Probably I'd have to say on a weekly scale, I get 5 to 10 a week. Some days it'll be a couple, some days it'll be nothing, some days it'll be 4 or 5. But I get 5 to 10 a week, and I have for many, many, many months, many years. Messing with them doesn't seem to stop them. So, but I've been told that there's lots of different call centers in India and Pakistan and other places, and they're sharing the same exact lists, and they're calling everybody over and over and over again. So if you mess with one and they say, okay, we're not going to call you anymore, trust me, there's dozens and dozens and dozens more out there, and there's new ones probably every day. So it's never going to go away, and that's okay. I'm here. Nisi says, you are correct. It is pronounced Nisi. Cool. All right. Lady P says, hi to Pez. Darlene says, we took our AC out. It has been getting down into the 50s this week. Oh, that would be so fantastic. There was a trip I made up to New York. Me and my son, we went up to New York for the comic book convention, and it was in the middle of October. And when we got there, the temperature was like 55, 50 out. And he and I were going out in t-shirt and shorts. We were just absolutely loving it. And everybody was in jeans and hoodies. And Todd, of course, who lived in New York at the time, was like, man, everybody knows you're a Taurus. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is gorgeous weather. This is fantastic. We're loving it. Yeah, I wish we had 50s on a regular basis down here. Pez says, g'day to Cathra. Cathra says, hello to Pez. Manuel says, hello to Darlene. Burr says, yesterday I got a medical scammer and said that you're not from Medicare and you know it. He said, yes, he is. I asked, when did they start calling people on the federal DNC list? He gasped and hung up. I always pull out the do not call list. Like, it's an eventual thing. Normally it's one of those ones I pull out when, I'm busy or I got something to do and I want to get off the phone quickly, because they usually don't react well to that. But the fact that they call is just so, they don't give a rat's butt. They're going to call anybody anytime. So, sorry, I didn't mean to do that on mic, but I needed it. Pez says, g'day to Darlene. Manuel says, hello to Cathra. Jim says to Smidgen, they should check them before you leave. Make sure they are all off. I'm going to vent them. I'm going to vent at them this Monday. Good. Do so. Darlene says, hey to Pez. The Lady P says, I got a text from my father with my father's name saying they liked his townhouse and actually had his address. They wanted to know if it was for sale. I didn't respond and blocked the number. Good. That's the best thing for you. Catherine says hello to Manuel. The Lady P says hi to Darlene. BB says, looking forward to seeing some of Glenn's messing with the scammers. The one that I listened to so far was the first one he sent me, and he was doing an old lady voice. He did such a great job, because the funny part is at the very end, once the scammer hung up, he talks in his normal, regular voice. It's like, it's night and day. I mean, he did a great job. I will every now and then tend to do a voice or a character, but it's still me talking. I'm not very good with changing my voice, and Glenn knocked it out of the park. So I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys. Absolutely. Tim says, hello, all from Western Kentucky. Well, hey, welcome, Tim. How long ago did he leave that message? Oh my gosh, I am so far behind. Ah, crap. He's been here a while. Dude, I'm so sorry. That was like 30 minutes ago almost. Sorry. The Lady P says hi to Tim. Christina's here. Hey, says hi all. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Pez says good day to Tim. BB says hey to Yoshido. Manuel says hello to Christina. I'm going to skip a couple of these and get to, or I'm never going to catch up. Smidgen says to Jim, I hope the shots help you. Hubby's had nerve ablated about a month ago. 6 holes poked into him. Ooh, it happens. Hopefully it works. Christina asked Manuel if his leg's been feeling better. Let's see. Jim says, Smidgen, they poked 3 holes in my back. Ugh. I hate the thought of it, but it happens. Catherine says to Misfit Corner Scams, I love tech support scams. I put them on the Linux when they will break down and use one of the few that has Linux compatible versions. Talk about funny. Yeah, they don't like it when you do that. You put them on a system that they don't know anything about or don't know how to navigate through. That's funny. Glenn says, my daughter went to New Orleans last week. She washed out some clothes in the hotel sink the first day, and then they never dried out. Even the cash in her purse was damp. 90 to 95 degrees humidity overhand. Wow. That is crazy. That is crazy. Costanza says, Mac computer is the computer scammer's kryptonite. I hope so. I love mine. I think it's great. I appreciate having it. So, Tarkorf is here. Hey, Tarkorf, how's it going? Screwing with Scammers also does a decent, I think, Ukrainian. Okay. I wouldn't know the difference between Ukrainian and Spanish, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So, I'm horrible with accents. But then again, not very bright. You guys know that. Christina says, Glenn, totally usual for the South. You need 2+ towels per shower. And some days you do. You absolutely do. BB says to Smidgen, yes, hysterical. Laugh out loud. Manuel says, yes, I watched the new Scambait videos. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Christina says, Drew, old cowboy trick for sore muscles. Walk up and grab a hot wire. Just don't pee on it. I don't think I have a hot wire I could grab onto. So I'll keep that in mind. Absolutely. Hold on just a quick second. Oh my gosh, my throat's so dry. It's one of the reasons why I keep a jug, a half a gallon of water sitting next to me. Is when I'm done drinking all this water, I have more readily available, so I don't have to get up and go refill it. I literally drink this whole cup, which I think is 16 ounces, plus a half a gallon pretty much every night. And then wonder why at 4 o'clock in the morning I'm up. It's just how it goes. Tattle says, Solar Scammer asked if I could be called even if on the DNC list. I asked why I was called if I'm on the list. He cursed, claimed he'll keep calling me, and hung up. Yeah, I've had him tell me they're not going to stop calling. It doesn't matter. They're going to keep calling. So you might as well screw with them. Might as well. Glenn says, when the scammers ask if you can spell your name, tell them that you have always been able to spell your name with your own name since you were about 5 years old. Well, can you spell your name, sir? Yes, I can. Of course I can. Sarah says, I'm using the grocery store. I'm using the grocery store. Okay. Glenn says, I think my number lookup website is that'sthem.com. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you so much. That'sthem.com. He, of course, can't write the .com because YouTube won't let you share in some cases, web pages in a chat like this, but you can definitely get your information there. I don't know anything more than I was very interested in what information came up. I was not going to pay for the service, but I think you had either 3 or 5 free checks, so you could check your number and see what information comes up. You might be very surprised. Clifford says Apple is going to make damn sure if anyone is scamming their customer that it's going to be them. Very good. You know it. Costanza says, I think the Screwing with Scammers guy is also Italian, which is why he's perfect with the Italian Mario character. Okay. Well, if he's in Europe, in that area, he probably is exposed to other accents, where I'm in Florida. There's not there are so many, and maybe not that I could not distinguish. If somebody came into my store with an accent, I would have no clue where they were from, you know. But he might be more inclined to understand and be able to copy it better. Just saying. BB says, I'm worried about my BFF in Fruitland Park, Florida. She's sick and by herself. Her son returns tomorrow, but I hope she will go to the ER or hospital soon. Oh goodness, I hope somebody can help her. You know, if she's having it bad, 911 will come and get you. You know, hopefully her son will get there and make sure she's okay. But damn, BB, I understand the worry, especially when it comes with older folks. You never know. Costanza says, watching Scambaiting makes me want a scammer to call me. Laugh out loud. You know, Costanza, you know what my wife says? When I say, hey, I'm not getting very many scam calls, she goes, you want me to go Google stuff? Google will sell your information. Absolutely. So, yeah, they will. They make money off it. And scammers buy that kind of information. So, go Google some stuff. See what happens. Spinner says, Drew, I came across a website that lets you know if your emails have been breached and tells which company breach is gave from. That would be interesting. I always assume all my information is out there somewhere. I mean, yeah, with all the security breaches and so forth and selling of data. I mean, I told you guys the story about how the state of Florida sells DMV, Department of Motor Vehicle data, information, name, addresses, and so forth to companies in order to make revenue instead of charging a state tax. And that's one of the ways they make it is they sell Department of Motor Vehicle records to companies that wanted to solicit to people. So I'm fairly certain it's out there. Manuel says, I get called, I get loaded, and I don't apply load phone numbers from New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey, I wouldn't trust a number from New Jersey, even if I knew somebody there. I'm sorry, that was funny. BB says, no, don't have a costume, but wore my unicorn necklace and some fancy earrings. But they were a lot of people who were dressed in costumes. Fantastic. Gotta love that, you know? Boomer says, anyone interested? I live in South California. So some of us might be closer by. No? Anyone interested? I live in Southern California. So some of us might be close by. No? Well, I'm sure there's some people out there in South. Keep wanting to say South Carolina. I don't know why. South California. Sorry, I didn't mute. I had to get it. Had to do it. Cathra says to the Costanza, if you do, please set up a virtual machine and never use your real computer. These guys are ruthless. It's one of the reasons why I don't do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. So, Ruby's here. Hey, Ruby says hello from Wisconsin. Welcome to the show. Burr says, on Thursday, I got a life insurance scam call who said he was from Miami, Florida. Okay. I asked him if he was affected by the earthquake in the middle of the city. He said yes, and it's wonder. And it was awful. An earthquake in the middle of Miami. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that could happen. Pez says, I tried to Google my name and I'm a football player, but I don't play football. You'd be surprised. I think there are a lot of persons with my last name in Iowa. That's where my dad's family was originally from. And there is another Andrew. At one point, I think we both worked for the same company, two totally different divisions. And because I had gotten his an email intended for him a couple of times. And yeah, he worked in like finance, banking. And I worked for the credit card company in a totally different division. And yeah, so if you look me up, you might find out I work in high finance. Maybe. Manuel says hello to Ruby. Smidgen says, has anyone gotten letters for cash offers on their home? They made it sound like they were familiar with my town and still have some family here. It's a small town and they're lying. Absolutely. They do it all the time. Costanza says, unfortunately, some and most American scammers that call you are veterans and police scams. Get lots of those as well. Actually, those started up again. They went really quiet, and I got one today from the police packs. Yep, we're now getting into the political season where they're going to ramp up calling again. Clifford says romance scammers are almost all Nigerian and even Hong Kong. Those are ones I haven't experienced yet, but I'm sure they're out there. Let's see here. Yes. Catherine says Natasha. Yes, that was it, Natasha. Natasha and Boris, says Smidgen. Yep, you got it. Sarah says Natasha was her name. Very good. Okay, so that was a while ago. Goodness gracious, that was almost a half hour ago. I'm going to skip through real quick, see what else is going on, see if anybody... Oh, Nigella's here. Hey, Nigella, how's it going? Says good evening. Like I said, that was about a half hour ago, so I'm really far behind. Let's see. Sarah says, I asked a scammer if she was really legit. Her answer was, no, I'm Iranian. Oh, that's fantastic. Ruby says, scammers always come out in flocks on the weekends. I bait them so I can report them and block them. I swear I talked to at least 50 Shamar Moors, laugh out loud. I don't get very many calls on the weekends. It's weird. I maybe have gotten 3 today, maybe 4. Sunday I usually don't get anything, but it's a Monday through Friday game for me, usually. So, oh well. But the weekends, that's crazy. BB says, I have to get some kind of test or procedure for carpal tunnel syndrome this Monday and not looking forward to it. Not supposed to be painful, but also not pleasant, from what I've read. My wife had carpal tunnel surgery. She worked with her hands in the bakery a lot. I don't know if it ever really helped, but for some people it does. Smidgen says, or Burst says to Smidgen, I've gotten those kind of calls and I always ask if they know some oddball family name, and I usually tell them yes, believe it or not. I, of course, made up the crazy name. Perfect. Love testing scammers and their ability to be dumb. Love it. Tattle says, if a scammer saw my real address, I mess with them and tell them I moved years ago and insist on knowing why their records are out of date. If they claim they don't know, I ask to speak to someone smarter. Very good, very good. Well, I had the one scammer one time. I can't remember how long ago the video was, but he said it was the one where he sounded like he was drunk, and it was his birthday. And I said, hey, well, where's your birthday at? I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. And he gave me my address, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna be there? I know that place. He thought he was smart. He thought he was getting one over on me. What a dumb butt, you know. Darlene says, I'm getting more spam emails daily. Those may never, ever stop. Nigella says, Spectrum for Lahore, Pakistan. I got a Spectrum call today. Didn't get a chance to play with them, but I got one. Glenn says, only 4 months left. Time is rapidly running out for them to scam you out of your money this year before they need to hire someone who speaks real good English to change scripts to 2024 to 2025. I'm still shocked that I get these calls about Medicare where they're saying, we're here to help you change your plan for this year. They want to change it for 2024. Want to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve for 2024. If that was legitimate in any way, they should be ashamed of themselves for waiting till September to start asking those questions. Hate it. Tattle says Russians are often romance scammers. Okay, goodness gracious. BB says, say it the right way, and it sounds like I'm telling you to go F off. Yes, I know. I figured that out. Hitomi says, yes, scammers do come from everywhere in any country. They do. Burr says, we're almost upon open enrollment for Medicare and plenty of scam calls. That's when the people and I have the gift of gab and scam them with a straightforward face. People love to laugh. It's always a fun thing to do. All right, guys. Whew. We've gone an hour. We're just getting ready to crest over an hour. My mouth is so dry, I'm dying here. I appreciate everybody who came in this evening and left a comment, even if I didn't get a chance to read it. You guys know I try really hard to get through. I'm gonna just skim real quick, see if anybody else was able to join that I didn't say anything to. Glass Bottle was here. Hey, my friend, how are you? Let's see who else came in. Gilbert was in the house. Gilbert said, I haven't had a Sunday scammer in 2 weeks. What gives? Used to burn my phone up on weekends. Really? I never got called, never really got a lot of calls on the weekend. I wonder if that's a regional thing, you know? Maybe. I just don't normally get them. So let me see what else is going on here. Janine was here. Hey, Janine, how's it going? Your channel is awesome. I enjoy messing with scammers, especially when the scammers really think that he or she got me. I love playing dumb, and they fall for that every single time. Playing dumb, so that's a good thing. Let's see what else. Who else was able to join tonight? All right, I think I may have gotten everybody, unless somebody came in recently and I just missed it. But there's a lot of people out there, and I am so glad you guys came in. I promise to try to do better next time, reading the chats and keep everybody up to date. But I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I hope everybody stays safe and secure. There's nothing happening this weekend, but the following weekend, the 21st, I may have to push the show to Sunday night. I'll let you guys know for sure as soon as I know. But my wife and mother-in-law are going down to Orlando for the week, and I'm driving them down on Saturday afternoon. And I've got a strange feeling coming back home Saturday night from Orlando. I might not be back in time for the show, but that's the 21st. I will let you guys know ahead of time if I'm either going to start late or delay it till Sunday. I hate delaying it till Sunday because this is kind of my Saturday thing, but I'll let you guys know. But I hope you all have a fantastic week. Everybody stay safe out there. Remember, if you get any of the calls that I get or calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. And if you do screw with them, do like Glenn. Record it so that you can share. Screw and share. Thank you all. Have a wonderful week. And I'll keep you updated on Avery. I'm sure he's just a little under the weather, but I appreciate everybody who asked about him. Be good. Take care, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks a lot.